What makes Pathways really special are the teachers themselves. The love and support they have provided me throughout the years has helped me become the person I am today.
I think I thank all of the teachers who've been part of this journey for these beautiful memories. I remember Dr. Kaul, who has been one of the most humble teachers that I have ever come across. He taught me that teaching and learning was a two-way process. And Dr. Shauqeen, and which were biology. I chose biotechnology after that because of her classes. And I remember Miss Saru, who has been more like a friend, and Mr. Sudipto, who's made the best classes the most interesting ever. And I loved English literature, all thanks to him.
I've learned a lot of life lessons at school, and some of my favorite moments have to be a pre-math SL meditation from Miss Sandhya's class, where she would ask us to completely clear our mind and refocus so we could solve those complicated calculus problems. And I think that just came to my rescue every time I felt lost in my university, or even now in my professional life.
The rapport I had with the teachers and Dr. Vani and Mr. Abraham, they were all so supportive and caring and really wanted me to be the best version of myself. It instilled a sort of self-belief in me for which I'll always be grateful, and I have no doubt it was instrumental in shaping me to become the person I am today.
It's quite tough for me to pick one favorite memory from Pathways, but if I had to, it would be this one Spanish class with Miss Neeraj, where we sat on the floor and just had a conversation and learned. I still have a photo on my phone from that day, and every time I come across it, it just fills me with so much joy. It's this openness to teach in unconventional ways. The fact that the student-teacher relationship is more like a friendship, the nurturing and supportive environment, and the freedom to explore one's interests that make Pathways such a unique and special experience.
And I remember this particular performance, after which I was a bit disappointed, and I was walking off the stage with a long face, and one of my teachers walked up to me and said how seeing how much I enjoyed playing my piece made her want to pick up the drumsticks and start drumming too.
I think what makes Pathways really special, apart from the excellent academics of course, is the sense of community the school provides. The teachers really take the time to get to know the students, to understand their strengths and the true potential the student holds, and really create a really enriching environment to ensure that the student lives up to what they can do and their potential.
But my teachers and mentors at Pathways took every single chance they got to lift me up. I literally went from failing my classes to getting into my dream college in New York, and today I'm working at my dream company. And I have my mentors at Pathways to thank for that, for always pushing me and believing in me. I remember this period of time when my grades were terrible and I was so distracted from my purpose. Mr. Alex sat down with me and said, "This is who I know you to be, Shreya, and we all believe you can achieve anything." And that's exactly what I went on to do. Thanks. I went from freezing in front of the whole school during a debate or losing an election campaign to winning gold medals on track and letting go of my fears of singing on stage. Pathways taught me to never give up, no matter how many times I failed. I tried so many new things there that it set the tone for the rest of my life, to constantly enrich my life and seek improvement. What's so unique about this place is how much everyone truly cares for you and your success. Trust me, you don't get that everywhere. So thank you, Pathways. You've made me who I am today.
In having fun, we also learned a lot about ourselves and about each other. And I would like to congratulate everyone at Pathways for 10 successful years. Thank you.
I think whether it was through the interactions that I had with my gym teachers on the sports field, or through the learnings that I had with my class teachers, or even through the silly arguments with my batchmates in the cafeteria, I think that these moments have definitely shaped me up to be a better human being with a stronger integrity and with a greater character that I can be proud of.
Pathways was a true turning point in my life where I met my tribe, where in most other places I had felt like an outcast at Pathways. Pathways was the first place where I felt celebrated and loved and accepted.
It's the human element. It is the teachers, it is the students, it is the culture. It's the onus that they place on every single person in Pathways to just be who they are and try to figure out their own way through the curriculum and through school. They act both as a backdrop towards a very roller coaster time in your life, and they also act as a platform to launch your future. I'm in Rotten Commerce right now in the University of Toronto with the highest scholarship that I could have obtained, and that's in no small part because Pathways allowed me and pushed me to take on more, recognize my strengths, and address my weaknesses. And for that, I'm very grateful. I owe them a lot, and so happy birthday and thank you.
Pathways Noida has always been like home to me because I established never-ending relationships with not only the students but the teachers as well, and I still speak to the teachers on a weekly basis. So the USP of the school, in my opinion, is the way that it shapes you as a person. The fact that the teachers devote and emphasize so much on self-growth really builds confidence and self-assurance in the students, which I think is such an important factor to succeed in life.
That might be the biggest thing I've taken from Pathways, is that regardless of what your experience might be, regardless of where you're from, as long as you're confident and willing to take risks, you can honestly go anywhere in this world that you want. It's something I still take with me everywhere I go and will continue to take with me.
And one USP of the school, which is one of the best features of the school, which I haven't found in many other IB schools, the quality of teachers. Extremely experienced, extremely caring, highly knowledgeable, and their emphasis and focus is always on skill development of students. So Pathways has been one of the most important pillar stones to my development.
It was a great time, and I really want to thank all my teachers for helped me in becoming what I am today, and Pathways has a huge role to play. I'm currently in Sydney and I'm a chef, and for all those who know me, it's a dream come true. And thank you Pathways for helping me and supporting me throughout, and all my teachers and all my friends.
My classmates, the support staff, our teachers really created an environment and showed up every single day to encourage us to encounter new things that we were passionate about and that we love.
It's amazing the relationship I had with my teachers. Like when I think back, all my teachers were my friends, and in the long run, that I feel is what helped me become the person I am today. It's Pathways and everything that Pathways offered me.
So my favorite moment at Pathways was probably when I was elected president of the student council. Really trying to balance all of that and excel at it at the same time. It taught me very essential organization and time management skills.
Whether it be the grade 11 trip to Ghana, or whether it be the late nights we spent at each other's place preparing for the TEDx event, or whether it be repping the number 7 for the school basketball team. I can always call this place a home away from home.
Consider the teachers at Pathways to not just be teachers but instead mentors, and they end up playing a much more pivotal and a much more influential role in the life of a student. The meaningful relationships that I developed with everyone in the small population of the school, right from the principals to the helping staff and of course the friends, is something that I'm going to cherish for the rest of my life. But by far the most important aspect to who I am today has been the presidency and the leadership opportunities that Pathways was able to offer me and help me transform myself. If I'm in Noida 10 years down the line, I know where I'll be sending my kids. Cheers, Pathways.
What I cherished the most about being at Pathways was the relationships that I developed with my teachers. I think that I was good friends with many of my teachers, and I really valued the dynamic of mutual respect that we developed. I think I owe a big thank you to all the teachers at Pathways for being such great mentors for me.
But I think the most important thing that my time at Pathways School Noida for 6 years taught me was the fact that there's a line between being responsible and being accountable. And when you grow up in an environment like Pathways School Noida, you understand that as you grow older, these things go further and further apart. And it's so important to realize that this gap can only be filled with personal responsibility and shifting accountability towards yourself. And I'm so grateful to all the opportunities my teachers gave me, the school system gave me, that I was able to figure out how to become a better me.
Whether it was walking into Alex's office just to talk about life in general, or Samuel sir busting us in the basketball courts, or a grade 11 trip to Bhutan, if I started listing all my favorite things, this video would never end. But personally, what I think makes Pathways Noida an extremely unique school is the fact that students are not just numbers here. All my teachers made an effort and really took time to get to know me and understand me as an individual, and I think that's what instilled in me a sense of self-belief and
the relationships I made with my teachers. That's something very close to my heart, and it was just so lovely that they wanted to get to know me for me and not just for what I did in school.
Whether it was practicing the violin for DP Fest or for Founders Day, or just casually singing or playing instruments with my friends. I don't think I could have created these wonderful memories if I couldn't access the music room as freely. And I think that's a very good example for what I think the USP of Pathways is. I think Pathways is just very non-restrictive, unlike many other schools, which allows for self-discovery and personal growth and just learning in general.
I share such a strong connection with all the members of the Pathways community, be it the teachers or the students, and I've made lifelong friends there that I will forever cherish.